Chairman Lee, thank you, and to the ranking member for holding this hearing today. I want to thank the committee. Most of you are very familiar with some of these land issues, and I'm appreciative of that knowledge. But I also want to thank my colleague, also from Nevada, for her help and support in making this bipartisan legislation. I'm here to talk on the issues that she made mention to, and that is the Pershing County Economic Development and Conservation Act, Senate Bill 414, and the Eastern Nevada Economic Development and Land Management Improvement Act, Senate Bill 1046. Both of these bills are products of grassroots efforts to solve public lands issues in my states, and both represent years of hard work by affected communities. For years, residents of the Pershing County have worked to produce and develop this proposal to provide their community new opportunities for economic development and increase outdoor recreational activities and opportunities. It builds on the efforts of the Pershing County Checkerboard Lands Committee. Yes, there is a Checkerboard Lands Committee in this particular county. It was initiated about a decade ago, and it was a community-driven process to solve these land management issues. And they were hashed out by grassroots-driven public process, including the county officials, local residents, and stakeholders. As most of you know, over 75% of the land within this county are administered by the federal government, and much of the land is in checkerboard pattern. A remnant of railroad construction in the 1800s, these checkerboard lands now represent and present a major land management problem. It is confusing for sportsmen and other outdoor recreationalists. It limits economic development opportunities along the I-80 corridor. It's a bureaucratic headache for BLM and private land owners. And resolving this mess in a common sense manner will benefit all Nevadans. First, it advances a sell and exchange plan for BLM lands in Pershing County already identified for disposal by the BLM resource management plans. And this process is modeled after the highly successful Southern Nevada Public Lands Management Act, SNPLMA, that has facilitated sustainable development in the Las Vegas Valley since its enactment. So together with the Pershing County, the Department of Interior, they will select lands and parcels to be sold through a competitive bidding process for no less than fair market value, ensuring a fair return for the American taxpayer. Responsibly facilitating these land sales and exchanges will increase the county's tax base, outdoor recreational opportunities, spur economic development, and improve land stewardship. Second, it will facilitate the expansion and development of mining projects, existing mining projects within Pershing County. The county has a wide variety of mineral resources, but silver, gold, and tungsten have been mainstays for more than a century and a half. And this initiative will increase economic growth, yield millions of dollars in investments in the county, and greatly improve the county's tax base. Third, it'll also allow Pershing County to acquire land in the Unionville Cemetery, which was established in the 1870s. This cemetery is part of a historic, unincorporated mining town of Unionville, Nevada, where Mark Twain lived for a period of time. The land that comprises the cemetery was thought to have been on private grounds, but at some point it was discovered that the cemetery lies on BLM land, and BLM now is prohibiting new burials there. By transferring this land to the county, the cemetery will be able to get back into use. Finally, the bill resolves some longstanding land designations within the county. 5 wilderness study areas within the county have been in limbo for nearly 30 years, all being managed as wilderness. These areas were looked at by the residents on the ground. Boundaries were carefully designed. The resulting maps conserve important wildlife habitat, ensuring existing road access into wilderness, resolves local ranchers' issues with the current wilderness study area boundaries that will provide their operations more flexibility and stability moving forward. As you can see, this proposal in its entirety will yield major benefits, not only for Pershing County, but also the American people. So it's important to note that this non-controversial legislation has unanimous support of the Nevada's congressional delegation. Companion legislation, H.R. 1107, introduced by my good friend, Congressman Mark Amodei, passed the House of Representatives by voice vote on January 16th. It has garnered a diverse group of stakeholders, including the support of business groups like Nevada Mining Association, Nevada Farm Bureau Federation, Coalition of Nevada's Wildlife, and even environmental groups like Friends of Nevada Wilderness. That support is indicative of the residents' hard work to develop a lands package that balances the opinions of diverse stakeholders. I do also want to testify in support of my legislation, the Eastern Nevada Economic Development and Land Management Improvement Act, introduced alongside with my colleague, Senator Cortez Masto. I can see, Mr. Chairman, that my time has run out. Without giving you the details of this, I do want to share with you the importance of both of these pieces of legislation, and more than willing to work with this subcommittee to make sure that we move both of these pieces of legislation forward. Thank you.